Fantastic scenery, Ogwen Valley. The mighty Tryfan. Now, in case everyone's wondering what I'm doing here when virtually deserted, I'm on my way back from a click and collect grocery in Bangor on the way back. I'm in the deserted, it's as quiet as a grave here, Bettws-y-Coed in North Wales. Tourists have more or less totally disappeared. Strange. I'll have a look at the old church first. Here's St. Michael's old church. Some information on it. It won't be open, of course. Yes. One of the things I like about these old churchyards is the old ancient yew trees that are here. They're some of them have been there, well, 1,000 years. Look at all these gravestones here, all completely forgotten. The people that were buried there, forgotten long ago. You know, most of these gravestones date from the Victorian era. I've done this walk once before, or maybe 2 years ago. It's on video. So this is basically a repeat walk. There's the River Conwy down there, and there's a nice looking suspension bridge. It just carries a footpath. There's a footpath there that goes up to the main road there. Beautiful countryside around here. It's not actually mountainous, but it's excellent all the same. Pick that out. David Powell and Company Limited, Engineers, Westminster, 1930. This suspension bridge. I'll just go to the middle of it. Crosses the River Conwy, which it appears to have a lot of water in it, but it hasn't actually rained for over 2 months. Yeah, it kind of shakes around a bit. Yeah, it's basically more or less hardly any water in it at all. Running water, that is. This is just more or less kind of like a long, narrow lake. Right now, there's the church over there. Really nicely positioned on the. It was built. It's the oldest building in Halzone, built in Bettws-y-Coed. It's the oldest building built in the 14th century. Okay, I'm starting on this walk. It's well, only just over a mile. It kind of like follows a peninsula, so enclosed by the Conwy and one of its tributaries. You can see the caravan sites are totally deserted. There's the entrance to the Bettws-y-Coed Golf Club. Yeah, I've got this place to myself, which I'm cheating in a way. Everyone's obeying the lockdown rules. That's an excellent, look at that size of that oak tree. I'm kind of cheating, but I think I am legally correct. I'm kind of coming back from a grocery collection, and this is kind of like a stop on the way back. There's the golf course. Look at they're still keeping it up, ready for when the lockdown ends and the golf starts up again. course, golf courses are attractive in their own right, as they do have these trees, which are generally allowed to grow to maturity a lot of the time. Okay, that's the actual amount of water that's in the River Conwy. It's much lower than it normally is. But it only has a source about, well, I think it's actually less than 10 miles as the crow flies. Yeah, the open expanse of the golf course allows you to see the how this, well, it's three valleys join here at Bettws-y-Coed, and it's a beauty spot, a well-known, famous beauty spot, North Wales beauty spot. And of course it's got all these wooded hills encircling it. Solitary worker there. You can see, so this grass is very well kept. Okay, I'm standing here at the meeting of the waters. That's the Conwy right there, much reduced in volume, and I believe, I'm not sure, this is the Lledri, just a very small fraction of the amount of water that normally goes down there. Yeah. This valley, there's so much water in this river, and when there's after heavy rain, that it quite often floods the towns and villages further down the valley. I just had a short break here on this bench right there. There are some precautions to be taken, but I doubt very many people sat on that bench lately. There's an attractive little, it's got yellow flowers, little wild, kind of like a wild bush or shrub. And I think it's called furze, I'm not sure of that. Oh, there's, yeah, a walker. Huh. First one I've spotted. Yeah, he's probably a local, but yeah, look at that, beautiful. And the locals, well, probably have got a good point. If you don't live here, they want you to stay away. But I'll see what he, yeah. As golf courses go, this is an attractive golf course. And I'm not a golfer, but if you were a golfer, this would be a very pleasant place to go around and get your exercise and enjoy the scenery. A very pleasant little walk this. And except for that solitary walker, I've had the place to myself, but this wouldn't be normally too busy. Anyway, most people stay in the high street, or they wouldn't, only a few, probably locals mainly, would do this little walk here. Well, kind of like a village walk. Well, not a village walk, on the outskirts of the village. It's the Bettws-y-Coed Information Centre. I won't go inside. It looks like they're doing some work on it right now, taking the opportunity to do some work. I like this little avenue of trees down here. Look at this, totally deserted. Yeah. Royal Oak Hotel. Now, of course, with the lockdown, they're taking the opportunity to do some work on it. Now, on a day like today, there would be hundreds, if not thousands, of people here. So there are a few people walking around, so I don't quite stand out like a sore thumb. backpacking, outdoor specialists, all boarded up. Pontypaid, that's the name of this bridge I'm just going to have a quick look at. Well, of course this is great for me, got the place to myself. And this is of course the #1 beauty spot in Bettws-y-Coed. And I believe that's Lligwy, one of the tributaries joining onto the Conway. Okay, this is as far as I'll go. I'll retrace my steps now. Back to the car. There's the information centre. It's kind of like a football field here. Very attractive village this, Bettws-y-Coed. I'll just go up here to the railway station and then cross over to the car. There's an information board on lies at the confluence of 4 stunningly beautiful forested valleys. There's St Michael's Church there, and then I walked around there following the Afon Conway down the Afon Lligwy back to the visitor centre. Then I went up there, I went to cross the bridge. Yeah, there's the oldest church, the oldest building in Bettws-y-Coed. There's a general area balanced with walks, mainly woodland walks. Deserted. Okay, here's the entrance to Bettws-y-Coed railway station. And I believe you can cross the line here to the other side where I parked my car. Everybody's doing work on there, hoping that the lockdown will end soon. Bettws-y-Coed railway station. And of course, the longest platforms were all these stations were built in the Victorian times, and the long platforms to accommodate the steam trains with, well, they probably had maybe a dozen carriages. That's the railway museum over there. Deserted, except for 1 or 2 people working on their properties or businesses. Now this is what the trains looked like in my day when I used to travel as a kid by train, which I enjoyed doing. Tourist season, they got this little miniature railway running. There it is there, it just runs a short distance. Something to take the young children on. The museum of course is closed, site indefinitely closed. Yeah, this would be a nice place to have a cup of tea. A pot of tea. What's that? £1.90 is it? Huh. Yeah, of course they're all closed down now. There's the modern railway again. Actually, it runs a little bit of a distance. Back to the church, and my car is there. Oops, 1 or 2 people.